Hello guys and welcome to Watching Time. I will try to do a short video on this new Venezianico Nereide with that beautiful starry Aventurine dial. Sometimes I realize how much I tend to talk, and so I will try to keep it short, concise and straight to the point. So first of all, let's talk about Venezianico, the brand. So the brand Venezianico has mutated a lot during the last couple of years. We have seen a lot of changes, a lot of primates. The Nereide, which is probably their flag model, which remembers a lot a diver, or it's a diver obviously, but remembers a lot homaging divers from history, has really evolved in time quite a bit, from the case, from the details around it, up to the movement and the use of materials. So now you have one even forged with carbon composite. You have the GMT versions like this one, which is actually very nice. You have the use of materials in the vessels like ceramic and tungsten, and now you actually have also different materials in the dial, like this one in particular. I have seen also mother of pearl dials from them. So here we have Aventurine. It's about time because many brands were using it already. I have here the Celos Aurora, which actually also had an Aventurine dial. You know, Celos, almost in every line, every new production line that they launch, they have an Aventurine dial within. So this is for the Celos Aurora, titanium, very nice watch, very comfortable, small size. I will do a review very soon, actually, because I really like the shape and everything that it has. But let's focus now back to the Venezianico. So we have the Nereide, homaging divers from history, but with its own style. The case definitely it's unique in terms that it tends to have its own curves and bends. The protection of the crowns, the crown is well protected. The bezel works very nicely, 120 clicks, no back play almost, and it's very precise, so definitely can be used. The insert in the bezel in this case is tungsten, so you have a very nice material that is going to be scratch resistant and very shiny. So that's what was probably one of my main doubts when I heard that they were going to be using the tungsten. When I heard they were going to be using Aventurine, I had to have one, because the 42 millimeters lets it have a big dial. It is very nice, and they have done a very nice work also with the inner ring that goes around the Aventurine, and as you can see, it's kind of a radiant blue, kind of a sun ray blue that changes a little bit of color and marks the second. So that's actually a very nice touch. You have a nice Aventurine dial. How the glass and the small fragments inside reflect really reminds you of a starry night. You know, there is an Omega Spin Master with it. There are many watches that have developed and used this type of dials and material. I have to say that at the end of the day, the tungsten bezel actually works very well. Why? Because the case is matte finish, so it doesn't reflect light as much. The tungsten, most of the time, it's going to be reflecting dark surfaces. I don't know, maybe this sounds a little bit weird, but as you can see from a distance, it almost looks like a black ceramic, gray ceramic. So you don't really have, it's so shiny that actually you never, the shininess is obscured by the reflection of the dark objects around. It's funny, but that is the effect that it does. So most of the time it will look like a dark tone, the bezel. You will notice that if you have one in hand. On this one, they have launched it with a very nice TPU polymer strap. So it's rubber. We can call it rubber, but it's really not natural rubber, so it's artificial rubber. It is Italian made. The quality, it's very nice, but in particular I have to notice that the design fits perfectly the case. So it's almost as if it is an integrated rubber strap, and I recognize that these curves that they have done in order to bend with the case, that's a really nice touch. And it has also a practical thing that the sides are thinner, as you can see on the strap, so when it sits in your wrist, it sits very well, and it has a small pathway also for transpiration to go through. So I think this is a really nice touch. What I would like to see to even improve better these straps, the ones that Venezianico is offering, well, definitely a quick release mechanism. This is what the guys are missing. I would love to see that in their watches, because that way we can actually switch straps. I can get this strap here from the stainless steels and just swap it with this one and play around with my straps, and that's something I would really love to see. So the other thing is that the dial is clean, but it's not as clean as I would like to. So this is just an observation, and it's related to my personal taste. I don't like date dials. If you see here, the GMT doesn't have a date. It is beautiful also because of that, because it presents itself as a very clean watch and does a straightforward what it needs to be doing, tells you the time. Here you have a diver, and why? And this is a question I have always put myself also with my Submariners. Why on earth do you want to have your date in a dial that it's used for diving? Yeah, I don't. And even nowadays, you have a cell phone. Come on, guys. I never put the date on. It's always on a wrong date. So why bother? Just take it out. It's more beautiful if you just do a clean dial. That's why I love a lot my Submariner no date. So here, and whoever tells me no, the date is beautiful, come on, you are lying to yourself, or you are just, like I have seen in the past, putting yourself in a situation that, oh yeah, well, because that costs a little bit more, so it's probably better to have the date, you know, it's a little bit more expensive and I can show that to my friends. No, that's not what watches are intended. And if you look into your hearts, you cannot disagree that a dial, it's simpler and much more beautiful without the date, especially divers. Diving watches are not made to have dates. That's just silly. If tool watches, the same. You want to have a date, put it in your Cellini, put it in your dress watch. That's probably a place where it fits better. It's the same with moon complications or other things that are going to be seen, like a perpetual calendar. What the fuck do you put a perpetual calendar in a Nautilus? Well, anyway, that's just a point of view. It's my point of view. I hope some of you agree. So going back to the Nereide and the Venezianico here, I think they have done a pretty good job. I really love this watch, and I have enjoyed the last 2 days wearing it. I'm happy that I added it to my collection and I bought it. So it's not a limited edition. It's probably going to be limited in production, so you will see moments in which it is available, in which it is not available. The price is pretty good still on their website. They still have a discount to buy it compared to the retail price. And even if the retail price is really the discount price, that's fine, okay, that's good. It has an STP movement inside. Sorry, not an STP, a Soprot. It has a Soprot in movement inside. It is Swiss made, it is reliable, and it is a watch that definitely can be used and wear in a daily basis and has an extra touch to it. This Aventurine dial, it's fabulous. So for the guys that doesn't know what is Aventurine, I will tell you now here. Aventurine is actually a glass, and it was actually discovered in the 700th century. It was the 17th century, 17th century actually, in Venice by glass blowers that by accident put into the mixture small pieces of copper. So the copper pieces solidify into these very nice shiny sketches that you will see on the glass. And the glass is actually kind of red tinted when you are blowing it before doing the process of transforming it, and then when it cools down, it actually becomes this very nice intense purplish blue that you see on the Aventurine. If you look into Google, sometimes Aventurine is confused with a quartz, so there's probably a mixture there in terminology. But anyway, that's the story behind Aventurine, and it is difficult to mate, obviously, and it has become a very nice and precious glass to use on watches. Anyway, guys, I hope that you like this video. If you like, please subscribe. and we will see each other in the next one. So until then, please take care.